I have a question for you. How does Jay Morrison build a $2 million real estate portfolio? Well, he starts with $12 million.
3-time felon by 21 years old.
My name is clickbait. That gets abused.
I didn't stop being a drug dealer to become a scammer.
Jay Morrison made the mistake of calling me out.
King Spencer.
Let me just address my haters. This whole thing is bigger than me.
Even this doofus will admit he's a losing fund manager.
We're not profitable. We're in the red. I'm saying that. We're not a profitable fund right now.
Behind the flashy suits and the soothing southern sales pitches is a man so incompetent at investing that even NFT investors praise God that they aren't Jay. It's become such common knowledge that Jay has scammed his community that every podcast he's on now addresses the allegations. The Tulsa Real Estate Fund was a full year late in filing with the SEC, but the day has finally come for us to see the truth about the alleged real estate mogul.
So for those who are like, oh, this is a pyramid scheme, this is a scam.
Back in 2018, Jay started a fund for the black community to pool their money together and invest in real estate.
Regulation A Tier 2 crowd fund launching, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, where each investor gets an 8% preferred return and a 50% share of the profits.
The value of any fund is in the manager. Jay, as the fund manager, proclaimed himself to be a real estate mogul.
I don't have no college education. I come from the hood, from the trap for real. My dad taught me how to cook crack at 17 years old, in a stove and a microwave.
The only way Jay can make this fund profitable on paper is if his dad also taught him how to cook the books.
So just say Jay's business is not successful yet. If you want to be accurate, I can say that the business is not successful. Well, it's not financially successful yet. We are mission successful, for sure.
In a video titled Jay Morrison Responds to Internet Trolls and Scam Allegations, he says out of his own mouth that his fund isn't financially successful 4 years into operations, which is literally what the internet trolls clown on him for. This is the page for all of Tulsa Real Estate Fund's SEC filings. Notice the dates for the yearly filings. We have all been waiting almost a full year for 2021's yearly reports. They should have been filed sometime at the end of summer 2022, but they weren't filed until June 2023. What were you hiding, Jay?
He is like Houdini. He's doing financial magic tricks that I can't understand. Because how can a man lose $1 million when he only has $800,000 to lose?
Jay has to know that he's a con man. If he was actually making money with his fund, he'd be letting everyone know.
And I'm not even saying our fund is like lit. We're not profitable. We're in the red. I'm saying that. We're not a profitable fund right now.
I do appreciate the honesty out of Jay, and I do appreciate the humor. I've never heard a fund manager use the term lit when describing investment returns. The fund was able to raise $7.5 million in 2018 and another $4.4 million combined in 2019 and 2020. All of the creators making videos on the fund are trying to protect you financially, and I want to share how we can also protect your identity, which is why I partnered with Aura. When I first used Aura, I was impressed and horrified at how much of my personal information it was able to find and how many alerts were being sent my way. By scanning the deepest parts of the dark web, Aura finds and removes your personal information. This prevents scammers and hackers from getting their hands on your stolen passwords, emails, and social security numbers. I'm sure you've heard the horror stories in the news about identity theft, financial fraud, or getting hacked. I don't want that to be you, which is why Aura has the perfect solution for you and your family. Aura will identify data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf, ensuring your digital safety. They'll even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. If you want an all-in-one service that monitors your identity and credit, gives you a VPN, password manager, internet parental controls, and protects your devices from malware, then check out Aura today for a 2-week free trial. Go to aura.com/Spencer to start your 2-week free trial by clicking the link in the description below or scanning the QR code. Back to the video.
We came together with these families. This right here is our founders wall. Over 8,600 families participated in our fund. So total in our fund, we had over 15,000 members in 22 countries. And we raised $11.5 million. This is our biggest asset.
Hey Jay, how is the fund doing 4 years later?
We're not profitable. We're in the red.
In 2019, Jay's fund lost a little over $1 million. In 2020, they lost over $1.9 million.
And a 50% share of the profits from acquiring real estate assets together as a crowd.
The only real estate he was acquiring apparently were properties with a negative 90% margin. Jay somehow only generated $350,000 in gross revenue in the first 2 full years of the fund, with a cash balance of nearly $12 million. In that same period, he somehow spent $3.6 million. The biggest red flag is the line item for general, admin, and marketing combining for $2.8 million. How in the world do you spend $2.8 million in marketing when you only generate $350,000 in revenue? OnlyFans girls are the only other people separating guys from their money at a worse rate than Jay Morrison.
Ever since I've unified our people through group economics, January 1st of 2018, there's been an onslaught, a series of 4 years of smear campaigns, reputational attacks, character attacks, right?
Jay still had a chance to make all of us critics look like fools. All he had to do was take the millions of dollars, buy real estate, and make a little money for his investors. We waited. We all had to wait another 2 full years before the comedy show came back to town. Well, it finally arrived. This dude somehow lost even more money in 2021, a 40% increase in losses to $2.7 million for the year 2021. Jay is on a podcast tour right now trying to repair his reputation against all of those harmful haters, but he can't see that losing $2.7 million after losing millions in the years prior is why we're calling him a con man. This is the guy who calls himself the real estate mogul, the guy who claims to be an expert, the guy who claims he's lifting black culture up with his fund, only to be exposed as the guy stealing millions from that same culture.
It'd be great for all of us if they put my name in the proper context of the real work and light and energy I bring to culture.
This guy has found a way to spend over $2.8 million on operating expenses for a business, only generating $505,000 in revenue.
Jay, Mr. Real Estate, lost millions of dollars. I don't believe that he's going to have another $1 million plus losing year because he's going to bleed the fund dry.
In 2020 and 2021, Jay has earned over $1.1 million in management fees for a fund losing significant amounts of money.
All right, have a break, get a sandwich, go to the bathroom, come back, and just research.
We're back on a full stomach now. The fund also released the semi-annual report for 2022 showing the fund lost another $1 million in the first 6 months of last year. Jay is on pace to have another year where he turned other people's money into Rolexes, nice suits, and a mansion for his family.
I've been divorced, I've been bankrupt, I've been like all these different things, right? Parole, work release, house monitoring, ankle bracelet. Not that we plan on losing anything, but as a good steward and fiduciary and responsible fund manager, we have to disclose that and say that to our audience.
Once again, Jay has found a way to spend $1.7 million, 3 times as much as the revenue. Eli and JT pointed out when they first started reporting on Jay Morrison that the fund is paying Jay Morrison's company for marketing. What is Jay marketing? He's not in a capital raise period, his management expense is half the revenue, and his fund is losing significant amounts of money. If I'm reading this correctly, the shares of the fund are worth about 30% of what they were in 2018.
Owning multifamily units, apartment complexes, student housing. So we'll take part in all these type of investments, just using good fiduciary responsibility to make good investments. What God shared with me at the end of the whole thing. See, I'm an influencer, but I'm not an influencer. Yeah, I'm a real estate guy, but I'm not a real estate guy.
Jay is the epitome of a con man turned wannabe philosopher. When asked about his fund, Jay replies he loses money, but he doesn't lose money.
I've been on the other end of the scam likely accusations, but it's hard to stick because I'm very transparent. I pass all the smell tests. My paperwork adds up and I consistently progress and evolve and elevate.
My favorite character flaw of Jay is that he thinks the SEC investigating him is proof that his fund is a great investment.
But it is a fund that went through a SEC investigation, a FBI investigation, DOJ investigation, 18-month investigation, hundreds of thousands.
So they checked everything.
They checked everything. No findings.
I'll give Jay credit. He is very situationally transparent. The problem is that you need to be able to read between the lines. When he says no findings, he's actually correct. They didn't find any reason to think that Jay knew what he was doing.
Investigated by the highest level of authority, the DOJ, the SEC, the FBI. I've been defamed by all types of trolls and YouTubers who will probably be chopping this video up as we speak right now.
All you have to do, Jay, is show where the money went. Why are you profiting millions of dollars when your investors are losing their money?
And I realized that I'm the most qualified and perhaps the only person who could do it due to 1, being the lead investor in the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, 2, a fellow developer, 3, a peer to Jay Morrison in the real estate education industry, and 4, a friend offline. Based on my research, it appears that the only person who has truly benefited from TREF is Jay Morrison himself.
As more people realize the money they gave to Jay is as good as gone, he's going to have to go public with where the money was spent. Instead, he's now become a preacher.
But yet my family went through all kinds of slander and defamation and accusations of this and that online the last couple of years.
Now it's time to react to Jay addressing my videos.
Newest one now is a gentleman from the white community.
That's me.
Who's being supported by the guy that I beat in defamation.
You didn't beat him. You won on a little technicality, but it's not over. You owe Tony the Closer money, and we all know the full story.
The biggest slanderer, who's saying now the new thing is fake mogul, fake guru. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly,
I don't know. I love Jay. He's of course a fake guru. He claims to be this real estate expert, real estate mogul, but he's shown absolutely no proof of ever making money in real estate.
my team tells me, they get all frustrated. They send me these group texts. Somebody said something new about you. I don't have time to watch your videos.
He's so busy buying all those profitable real estate deals.
Like, I don't have time to watch somebody's YouTube video about me. Like, I seriously don't.
Right.
And then I'm like, how are we going to respond? So it's like, well,
I don't know, Jay. You could respond simply by showing all of the money you're making for your fund, or you can just hide away from that.
do we do this produced video? Do we edit it in the receipts? Do you do like...
Well, I'm waiting for the receipts. I hope he makes a video showing the receipts. Let's see him, Jay.
Listen, God just put in my spirit through a serious thing happened this weekend. Let me just address my haters.
I always love when people just call critics haters, as if we don't have like very clear objective proof of what he's doing. It's so funny. Just the haters. All he has to do is address us with proof and receipts. But for 4 or 5 years, he just hasn't been able to do it.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Edit that, please. Let me address our haters.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jay, it's all targeted at you.
This whole thing is bigger than me. So I don't have all the bullet notes. My team told me a bunch, right? I'm broke.
He was at one point. He filed for bankruptcy before raising a bunch of money.
I've been broke. I'm a fake mogul. Made $2,000 a month.
$2,000 a month was from public filings that he filed himself.
Family. I could run down so many receipts that I'm not going to waste my time running down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not going to waste my time addressing this. He raises money, which it's your fiduciary responsibility to be responsible with that money. It would be great to see all of this success this real estate mogul has had, but he just doesn't ever show the receipts. Think about this. He has gone on a 4-year run of trying to raise money and talk about this fund and how it's uplifting the black culture, black community, and helping them all out. And then he just takes the money and then shows no receipts of his ever being successful or real estate mogul on his own.
Oh, I don't do real estate. I don't know real estate. Like,
he does know real estate. I'll give him that. He's a very good educator, and I commend him for what he's done. He's given education to a lot of people who may not have access to education. There's nothing wrong with spreading on good education. However, the problem is once you have to show proof that you can actually implement what you teach, that's where Jay has 0 receipts.
say you're wrong, but say you're right. I'm the brokest, non-doing real estate, fake mogul there is.
Yeah.
Right?
He's doing real estate. He took $12 million, has done a little bit of real estate. We've seen in the numbers. They've, I don't know, $500,000 in rental income. So he's doing real estate. It's very easy to do real estate when you have $13 million or $12 million in your pocket. The problem is he's lost like 67% of it.
All right, say you're right. I'm a miracle then.
Wow.
That is powerful, everyone. He's a miracle. It's a miracle he's still able to run his fund. I mean, at this point, when's he going to go bankrupt? That's the next question. It's not how much is he going to lose next year. It's when is the fund going to go bankrupt?
Wow.
If I was this man that had no wealth, never did all these real estate deals.
Show all the receipts, Jay. I'd love to see it. Where does your wealth come from? It came from educating real estate. The second you had to implement it with other people's money, you lost all the money. So I'd love to see the receipts. We're waiting.
They can't find out my receipts.
We're waiting on them. We're going off all of the public records. You filing for bankruptcy before raising money for a fund. That fund has done nothing but lose money. It's down thanks to JT and Eli for going through their... You guys have to watch their videos. They're so excellent at breaking this fund down. But they're showing how he's lost like 70% of the value of his fund. Where are these receipts, Jay?
I'm for the men and women who come from my background, my environment, the welfare kids, the high school dropouts.
And that, my friends, is why some of the people in that community are so critical of Jay, because he is leveraging this background that he has, which, you know, to his credit, he came from a background much tougher than mine. I'll admit that. But once you take on people's money, that's where the game gets way different. He preaches to a very specific community. He preaches that he's going to help uplift them. And all he's done, from what I've seen in the public filings from the SEC, he has taken their money and lost it. So he's not uplifting anyone except for himself.
Because my resume is his resume.
Yeah, pop.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's turning into a preacher now. Everything's about him, above me. It is, this is much bigger than me. This is all about God and what he wants out of my life.
You literally aren't even understanding me. You're right, I'm not a mogul, I'm a miracle.
This is the best part. This guy is so clippable. It's amazing. He's not a mogul. He's a miracle. He's not a mogul anymore. He's a miracle.
Wow. Come on.
I'm not a guru. I'm a miracle.
I love the guy next to him, the little hype man. It's like, that is so powerful. Philosopher Jay.
Y'all care about money. Money is your God. Money.
Are you kidding me, Jay? This is like the best part. Money is your God, says the guy who raised a bunch of money and has done nothing but lose it. And according to a lot of videos on this subject, Jay is taking the money for his own marketing company. So he's made allegedly over $1 million, possibly even multiple millions of dollars. He's taken management fees. He's done all of that. He's taken in money as his fund is losing money. Let me tell you, someone who isn't obsessed with money, you know what they'd do? They would completely remove themselves. They would take zero profit, and they would make sure that the fund is profitable first.
Money's not my God.
Wow.
I love the guy. He's like, this is so profound. I love this guy to the right of him.
All the videos they talked about me being broken, every video.
Yeah, well, you filed with your, I can't remember what it was. I think it was bankruptcy court. You filed for bankruptcy. Literally, you filed for bankruptcy. You talk about all these watches. Where does the money come from?
I'm talking about the guy that went through the FBI investigation for 18 months. The SEC investigation for 18 months.
This is my absolute favorite part about Jay, is the fact that he points to these like investigations and him passing it as if it's like this big deal. It just means he's not committing fraud, which in my eyes, I don't see him committing fraud or some type of illegal activity. I think he's just one of the most incompetent people in the real estate community right now. He raised $12 million at a time where it was a great time to buy a lot of real estate, especially in Atlanta. If he stuck to some of these big cities, he could have just spent $12 million on some commercial property and done really well. He could have bought apartment complexes that were already cash flowing. It wouldn't have made him a great fund manager, but he would have been a lot better than minus 70% fund manager.
King Spencer Spivey.
I don't know why he messed up my last name. He might not have even seen my videos, but I'm not exactly expecting this guy to be the best at due diligence.
Honestly, the jarring of these videos has made me reawaken, like, you ain't ministering enough.
What in the world is he talking about? My videos are why he's a fake guru, why he claims to be a mogul, and there's absolutely no proof of it. And the guy's losing so much money, but instead of addressing it, it's all about my relationship with some guy above whatever. Won't go into that one.
Right? Like that's my calling. That's my thing. And so
it's unfortunate for all the people that invested money with him that he's now turned into a preacher. Instead of focusing on being a good fiduciary and managing money well, he's now a preacher, which seems to be the natural path for people like him.
Just happy to get back into, it may be corner classes, it may be Money Church, it may be a podcast, it may be just going live every day.
This guy doesn't seem to be doing the thing that's most important, which is going and finding good real estate deals. I'm not sold that he ever was a successful real estate investor. I don't think he knows how to actually go make millions with real estate. And so you give someone, and by the way, this is to some of you out there who think that like money is just that's the easy way to success. If you don't know how to actually use money and go invest it successfully, invest it well such that your money makes money, then you're going to lose it. And I think that we're seeing that with Jay. I don't know if he ever made money on his own as a real estate investor. And so if you don't know how to make money on your own and then all of a sudden you get $12 million, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful. If you don't know how to use that money and actually go make money, you're not going to do so. And I think that's why he's a massive fake guru, a fake real estate mogul, because all of a sudden he had a bunch of money and he's losing it. And now he's focused on podcasts and preaching and going on and talking about all these hater trolls and all these YouTubers that are hating on him. No, Jay, it's your fault for bringing this on yourself. I just saw that Pocket Watching with JT released a video. Did Jay Morrison buy his new home with investors' money? I can't wait to watch it. You guys have to check out JT. When him and Eli covered the Jay Morrison story, it is epic. Them and Tony the Closer, they're doing a great job at covering the story. Certainly an inspiration for the videos that I've made. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching.